there we would like to discuss a very important element of this initiative. Our next step would be to create the interim committee that is going to take the baton and initiate and drive the discussion. We initially planned to break out in 3 groups: the media group, the political party leaders, and non-governmental agencies or CSOs. With that said, again, looking at the best way to do this, I want to open up the floor for discussion to look at what is the best formula for us to select the team that are going to be the interim executive that will lead us to the next step, which is forming the various committees that are going to eventually develop the memorandum of understanding, the criteria for selection, and all the necessary procedures that need to be in place to make this happen. So with that said, we would like to have 3 groups, all right? And we wanted to do a mixture. So I am going to ask if a party has 2 representatives to please spread them out so that we can discuss. At the end of the day, the objective is this. I just want to give 30 minutes for consultations. We just sit down and think about what we just threw out at you. And then at the end of 30 minutes, I'm going to have the big group, and we establish at that point, whom do you think we should have on the interim executive so that we can establish the interim executive. The other things you can take care of later on. Okay? So Dr. Nteba, if you would kindly help me here, we can have, I don't know whether we had the breakout rooms set up, or are we just going to use the tables in the back? What do you guys think? Yeah, okay. So we're going to ask for each team to have a representative from the media, a representative from the political parties, and a representative from non-government agencies, right? Is that okay? Okay. So let's do that. So we will take 3 tables. In the back, spread out, please, and we just have representations in there. In 30 minutes, I will call the team back. And at that time, what we're going to do is we're all going to come together. At your sessions, this is the ask. We want you to give us, from your thoughts, right, 3 to 4 positions that you think we need to have right now to start driving the boat, so to speak. Okay, that's the ask. We wanted to deliberate on what you heard, and based on that, for those that are present, keep in mind presence is important. We cannot select somebody who's not here because we don't know their commitments. Okay, but we want to have from those that are here to start with, who will be those people that are going to be the interim executive. So kindly make your way back. I will give 30 minutes. You guys have your conversations. We come back and we have a big team, and that big team will select the executive. Okay? Any questions about the ask? Claro? Clear? All right, so we can go in the back. We have 3 groups. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sure. So the folks that need to, there are 2 announcements, please. And we certainly appreciate the presence of the party leaders. And you guys have given more than we can ask for. Your commitment to be here and spending this time with us. I understand that 2 or 3 people need to leave, but they have some members of their organization here to represent them. Dr. Gadigo has to leave, and Mr. Paul has to leave as well. And we respect that. Your presence here gives us commitment, and for that we're grateful. All right? And we will take it up from there. Also, Dr. John would like to have the media team that are here that will be leaving soon to please see him before you go. Okay? Any questions for me? No? Right, so we're going to break out. We're going to go in the back and have 3 teams, just have an open discussion, and then we take it from there. In 30 minutes, I'll call back, we come back, and we have a larger group. And please participate. Let's have an open discussion. The reason why we want to mix it up is so that we get to feel comfortable working together. That's the whole idea. All right, thank you. Back in 30 minutes. Let's go in the back, please. So what if you do is, you take one out, that one, take one out, take one. We're close to the end, and we totally understand that this is a process. This is just the beginning of that process, and we're not going to address everything, but at least we're setting the stage for what is coming next. Mr. Belvin.
Good afternoon once again. These are the committees that we have as far as our group is concerned on the building of coalition. We start first with the negotiation committee, which we believe the members are going to be recruited from the aspiring candidates for the 2026 elections. So that follows by the fundraising committee, which is very important. We all know that all efforts are important, but at the end of the day, having the needed fund to finance your campaign is also very crucial. That's why at our group level, we believe that it's important to have the fundraising committee. Then the media and communication committee is another important committee because at the end of the day, every work that we are doing, I believe the media will play a very great role to make sure that our message is disseminated all over. So that's why we see to it that it's important to have the media and communication committee. That is followed by the logistic committee. And when we talk about the logistic committee, this is where we will have the transport committee, where we will have the accommodation committee, and the food or catering committee. That is also very important, especially when we call for any activities, either it is indoor or outside. That is followed by the diaspora committee. We all know that the diaspora, they play a very crucial role. They help, they guide, and financially they also contribute a lot. So we believe that their input is needed in order to achieve what we want in 2026. That's why at group level we believe that it's important to have the diaspora committee. That is followed by the legal and constitutional committee, which is also very important. That is going to serve as our playbook. Next is going to be the election committee. That is going to be that is going to be before the elections. We all know that registration will start. And in that registration, we believe the election committee will also have a subcommittee in it, and at the day of the election and after the election. So that's why we also came up with election committee. From there, we have the policy committee that is going to be with manifesto, which is very important to present a program and policy that cannot be merged with any other candidate or any other group or coalition. So that's going to be followed by the campaign committee. We need people that will be on the ground, but as far as our group is concerned, we believe that everybody must want to be a campaign manager so that we can achieve what we want. But that campaign team will also be headed by the campaign manager that is going to be supported by everybody that will be part of the coalition for system change, inshallah. So next we have the ethics and conflict resolution. We all know that bringing people of different beliefs, different ideas, different political beliefs, is important to have the ethics and conflict resolution committee. So the last committee that we have is the organizing committee. The organizing committee is also another important committee. We all know that getting to 2026, obviously we will need all committees on the ground, especially the organizing committee, to make sure that everything needed is available, to make sure that grounds are prepared, to make sure everything that is needed also, they are working closely with everybody to make sure that it is present on the ground so that we can have it the way we want it. Then from there, last but not the least, we have the position needed for coalition building. We said the chairperson, who is going to be the head, followed by the secretary, who is also going to serve as somebody who will be taking minutes for everything that is transpiring. So the third one is the financial secretary, Just as I lamented on the foundation committee, the financial secretary will be the guy that will be taxed to be responsible of the money that is raised. Then the fourth is the communication officer, who is also going to serve as the mouthpiece of the coalition. So these are the committees that we have, followed by the position that we believe as a group it is very important to have. On that note, thank you to all my group members for a job well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Can we have that, please?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to, we are going to collect these brilliant ideas. We're going to give it to our team that are helping us doing the transcription. And then after, we're going to share the notes with you, but also we're going to scrub these great ideas to make it more manageable and where it makes sense to consolidate those. Okay? With that, I will call upon team number 2, please. Team Keba. Who was in Keba's team and taking notes? Would you kindly? Was it you? Okay, Keba, please.
All right, team number 2, we discussed about the interim executive. And we come up with the idea of getting political party representatives and in the next meeting of the interim executive and representatives of CSO and one representative of CSO, one representative of each political party and media group. So we will follow up and have the meeting of the interim executive in the near future. We also discussed that we have similar organizations as CST. We were approached by Apex before this conference to have a meeting with them. And today, Pat also requested to have a meeting with us. So we will go ahead and arrange that meeting, and we will have a meeting with Apex and Pat, and then discuss the way forward. And that was it.
Thank you. That's, I think the last part is the most exciting part about it. To have other groups that are willing to come and talk. I think that's the whole objective. All right? Good job. Thank you, Keba. And the last, but not the least, Team 3 with Dr. Jan. Who has the notes or who wants to come and speak to it? It's okay, you can come. If you want to say it in Wolof, it's fine. So kung bugawa sa fine, it's fine.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Jenny and I'm speaking on behalf of Group 3. And what we have discussed so far as follows. Way forward to do with the organization, which is coalition, CSC. The first thing that we discuss about is how can we make a strong coalition? That is the first thing that we discuss about. And under how can we make a strong coalition, mean for civil society and to avoid having two coalitions. That is, when we have two coalitions, it's a chance for the president to win. And as a coalition, or as opposition parties, we should avoid having two coalitions. If not, we are giving the president a chance to win again. So far, we've discussed the goals and the visions of the coalition. The goal and the vision is to remove Baru and not to repeat the mistake that we made during Jambia's review. In during Jambia's review, yes, they had a coalition and they removed Jambia, but then their mistake was the 3 years journey or whatsoever they call it. So, for that being the case, we are going for one-term president, which is anyone that stands for the coalition and the person happens to win, the person will rule for one-term president. So in that, the rule that we give under that is, the person who goes for one-term president will not stand again to rule the country or to stand for presidency. What we say about Sarah and Joe's vision means the coalition have a common understanding of what they want to achieve and how they can achieve that. We discussed that one also. So the last thing that we discussed is time for selection. We need to put that one into consideration when selecting our flag bearer. We need to have a proper time before we select someone. We cannot just start maybe say the election is within 2 months or whatsoever. We start selecting our flag bearer. So that is what we have discussed so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You did very well. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well said. And we will capture those notes and add it to the records that we are scribing right now. And those will be available. A few observations also I wanted to share that I omitted. One is we do have, CSC do have a main group in WhatsApp. And we have a significant number of people who are tracking us, who are going in and out. And that is different from the executive committee. But we have a main group. And I again encourage you, please, if you're interested, send an email to our email address, which is Coalition for System Change, one word, @gmail.com. I also encourage you to visit our website, coalitionforsystemchange.com, where you can get a lot of information. We have a very, very enthusiastic and competent Secretary General, Saul Bali. He's very responsive, so if you send him an email, he will respond to you. If for any reason you are not able to get immediate access from him or answers from him, it's because probably he's in a classroom. He's a teacher in the US. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to me. I gave out my number. I'll give it out again. 2200800 is my one number here in Gambia. And the other number is 301-3060. 301-3060. Yeah, 220-0800. Okay? Keba is also here, but as you heard from his story, they stole his phones. I'm sorry to laugh, but they stole 2 phones from him. You know, the first thing we thought about theft and loss of property is not the item itself, it's what is in the item. So I can only imagine what he's going through. But Keba has a local number as well. Keba, what is that number, please? 533-2755. Again, 533-2755. If you want to reach Chairman to a phone, Keba's number, that is what it is. So please reach out to him. I also have Dr. Jan here, okay, and Dr. Jan is local. Doctor, what is your number, please? 751-0421. 751-0421. We are all reachable. I encourage you to engage. Guys, we are up to something really great here. I'm not talking about good. Up to something great. Let's not forget I do not want for a moment for anybody to think that we want excellence to be the enemy of good. That's not why we're here. We have a vision, we have a mission, and we have goals associated with those. And as such, we must drive to get there. I heard Ms. Caesar here, who stood here, was just talking about planning. It is really, really important. We cannot wait until the last minute to start planning. It will be too late. Let's keep this in mind, that the person that we are trying to challenge in the elections for 2026 started campaigning many months ago. We haven't started yet. We have systems to build. Fortunately, a lot of the good work that needed to be done has already been done by the executive of CFC. So we have some documents that we will share with the group in due course, which outlines a lot of what we have talked about today. What would be the structures, how we will put in controls in place to avoid the repeat of 2016 and 2021. All of those, we've documented our ideas. They are not all inclusive, and it is not absolute either. What it is just a working document. It's dynamic, it's a living document, and it can be changed. But it's a starting point. We had a vision, and we put it on paper. And it is for you to utilize that. Okay? With that, I would like to call upon Keba and Dr. Jan. Do you have anything that you would like to say before we close? Would you... So the consultation, the sidebar that we just had here was just to clarify something. And again, we had asked that we try to create the interim executive. In the subcommittees, it was proposed that rather than try to do that right now, they threw the ball back right at us and asked CSC to continue to coordinate this until we get to a state where we can hand it over. Okay, so the ball came right back at us, and we will be taking the information that is created by the various groups, put it into document. We will create the committees, and we want to, on that same, please make sure you sign in and have contact information. We want people to participate. So in those committees, we will be plugging in information and names from each political party or each aspiring candidate. With that said, I also wanted to clarify something. In our invitations, we were inviting all the political parties. In the gathering, the political parties and other aspiring candidates requested that we modify that to include the aspiring candidates. I consulted with Dr. Gary Ferrer, he here to hear it, which makes sense. If you're calling for unity, if you're calling for a group, you cannot segregate. You cannot set aside certain individuals because it only hurts us, right? Because if you don't include me in the coalition, I'm going to run by myself, which is going to fracture the whole idea that we have of unity and inclusiveness. And with that said, we will be talking about this at the executive level to make sure that out of respect for them, we will notify them that the ask from the group here is that let's include aspiring candidates to the discussion. Okay, I wanted to put that out. With that said, before I give our chairman to give a closing remark and a thank you, are there any questions from anyone that I can answer? Okay. Yes, sir.
I think one of the points we raised in our committee that was not covered was the business of time frame. I'm sure you have done that. And that whatever MOU you do this and is going to be published for everybody to see.
Yep.
And whoever is coming to get this coalition will not be from any of the parties. And it's going to be at maximum contact.
Yes.
And we must lay down very firm that everybody is good. And even what's going to happen in the event, the person fails to abide by the rules that they have.
Yeah. Yes. That's a brilliant observation, and that's a brilliant question or statement that you just made. I think when you hear about the phrase kicking and screaming, we will drag that person out of the state house. We have to. We will kick that person out of the state house. So this is where, and it's the reason why we invited the non-governmental organizations. We want to have a mass movement as part of CSC. We already have that committee, by the way, and it is led by Ayuka. She's leading that mass movement committee. And that is the whole idea. How do we hold government accountable? Yeah, we cannot sit here and predict that if you will put Keva in the presidency, he's not going to cling to power and never want to leave. But what we want to do is we want the mass, we want the country to rise up at that time. Yeah, we're not asking for anything unreasonable, but your point is well taken. The conditions will be put in place. If you heard what Keva talked about in his opening statement, he indicated that we would be putting in these safeguards, even if it means a legal agreement with that individual to codify it, such that if that person tomorrow wants to say, no, I didn't agree to it, we have some legal basis to the best that we can. At some point in time, there's one thing that you cannot legislate, which is dignity. The individual, if they don't have dignity, they don't have anything. With it, nothing matters. But if you don't have it, nothing matters. We can hope that the individual that we are going to select will have the dignity to respect his or her words and stick to the agreement that we make. I think that's safe.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, and we have to be critical. All right? You cannot slap me once and think that I'm going to stand there for you to slap me again. We've already been slapped. So we have to be prepared, Good point. So it's all on us. And we are not going to prepare a document and throw it and say this is what we're going to follow. It's going to be inclusive. We're going to have all representations to be a factor. Yes, sir.
I don't have a question, but I want to give a statement.
Of what? Okay, on what? Just want to know.
Oh, you can read it down for me.
No, I do not want to. I just want to know on what.
I'm not going to say anything that is against.
Oh, no. That's not the point. The thing is, I gave out time.
Oh, okay. So basically, I don't know how to do it. It's just mainly about giving a statement to the audience.
Yeah. Who are you representing?
I'm representing PAC, People's Alliance for Change.
All right. Give me 1 minute. Again, we had the time. I'll give you the time. Give me 1 minute. I'll say this, and I'll give you 5 minutes, and then we close. Yes, sir.
Yes, I have 2 points to highlight.
I'm sorry?
I said I have 2 points to highlight.
Yes, sir, please.
I'm coming from the coalition of political government.
Okay. Yeah, my team. I'm a strong supporter, by the way.
We have invited you to come and observe. We are coming here to observe. Fine. For coalition of 6 hours, 15, I think it has been here for a year or more.
18 months of that, yes.
We, coalition of political government, have always come out for one thing that is very important for us. Because we believe for any system to be changed, I think the laws or the rules that government system has to take.
Okay.
And that was our belief. That's why we are always advocating for the 2020 draft constitution.
Amen.
So, when we came, we were disappointed. And most of those parties now that are calling for system change, that want to change it, have not been coming to show solidarity with the coalition of progressive government so that this can change. Because all these type of costs that we have now, that we get that, or whatever, is problem that making it so hard, is because we want to keep. If the 2020 constitution was in place by now, if the support was there from the coalition system change and all the political parties, by now we would have a new constitution. And by now it would have been easy for all of us to come together as a coalition and then defeat it. For it is difficult, why? Because we are not confident that the person government will not still cling on to the 1997 constitution. That's what we need to do. It's the problem. This is why this is becoming a stiff, like push and put here and there for the coalition to at least get their parts together. For the coalition, it's becoming difficult, why? Because we see what happened in 2016. So some people are afraid that even when a coalition comes, with all the arguments, some people can just easily override that agreement and then do something different. Once they get it's a state option. We have always been calling for it. Twice we got out on the streets, we saw a few people. We were surprised that the parties that are saying they want change are not interested in the document that they are going to change. It's a difficult. We are difficult. And we are really disappointed. You know that's why I am here. I want to just talk about it. Unfortunately, we are taking time. So it's okay, it's right that I have to this way and then say no.
And I do appreciate you making that statement. Thank you so very much. So again, this is Mr. Gandhi. He was just telling me about the Constitution and stuff. There are you have ordinances, you have the decrees, you have the laws, and then you have the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. And yes, you are absolutely right. Until we get the foundations right, nothing can be right. We have to bear the pain and do what is necessary for change. And it is not just going to be lip service. It has to be action-oriented. We forget about the money that was spent on the CRC. But let's take a look at the value it would have brought this country. Let's look at the benefits of having a new constitution that allows me to not run for more than 2 terms, such that somebody better than me, brighter than me, can come and make the necessary changes. This is a relay, my friend. Running a country is a relay. You cannot exhaust it. You cannot get to the finish line. You will die and Gambia will still be here. The question is, what is your legacy going to look like? If you have character, if you have dignity, that's when you will show it. That's when you will say, you know what? I have the privilege and the honor to run this country for 5 to 10 years. I've done my part. Keva, take the baton and run with it. That is what a dignified individual should do for their country. Other institutions, Dr. John was talking about what is happening elsewhere in the world. Why are we behind? I am first to say that I am so delighted to see young Ghanaians getting involved in politics. We are excited, man. And when I say excited, I'm talking about in terms of, we should have the young generation take ownership of their country. We cannot just cling on to power for the heck of it. For crying out loud, what else do you need? You have a house. You have a car to drive. You have enough to live on. What else do you need? What? I have a 4-bedroom house. I sleep in only 1 bedroom. What is this greed all about? Especially if it is not something that you work for. I work for mine. He did this. So did you. And you're content with what you have. But until we are honest enough to look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, are we being fair to our people? And if you don't say yes to that question, then you're not the right person. Because at some point in time, you just have to talk to yourself. I don't want an advisor to tell me that I'm messing up. I know when I'm messing up. But look at what's happening in North. A 90-year-old guy want to run for office, for crying out loud. What the heck are you going to do? They're holding this guy, walking him up the stage. If you don't have the love for your country, you are not the right person. You are not the right person. For you guys, continue to do what is right. Continue to fight for the fight that is necessary. Not the ones you can win. Those are the easy ones. It's like the bully. You go around and see a little kid, you slap him around and you walk away. That's the easy one. The hard ones is when you see a contender, a true contender, somebody your size, your age, the same capabilities and capacity as you have, that wants to fight you. Fight that fight because it is a fight that is needed to be fought. That's what we're doing. When CSC came about again and we said we're going to do this, we wanted to do it because we love country. Not for what we can gain out of it. I'd be happy with getting up in the morning and don't have to worry about my internet going off so that I can do work from here in the States. I've not have to worry about getting sick and being flown to the United States because I have a passport. We're tired of exporting patients to Senegal and bringing back dead bodies. Our system has to change. We're tired of having mediocre type of education. You have a university, you don't have a laboratory to do the science that is necessary to substantiate your skill. We're tired of that. We're tired of seeing a police officer standing in there and not able to respond to emergencies. We can do better. And the list goes on. So until we are willing to confront these challenges, and that can only come about if you know that you only have 10 years at max, 2 terms. After that, you're on your own, Mr. President. Until we can have that kind of change, everything is just silver. It's just superficial. It's temporary. What makes it a permanent change, a structural change, a system change, is to have the laws that will help us to hold that individual accountable and measure their performance by when you don't perform, you kick them out. Thank you. Any other? Yes, sir.
Yes, so I want to address the elephant in the room.
Please do.
Yes, so we have seen today a moment where hope began to build. Seeing SFR land that was really a remarkable sight.
Yes.
And I've seen that, coalition for system change, you've been pretty much diligent. We have received about 2 letters from you. So I assume that all of the political parties would have already been involved. And then in the beginning, we had that, you have had that they said that they would be here, but minimum we should have had a representative from some of these major ones, and we did not have that. And that, in fact, seems to be as a big problem going forward. So with that being in mind, what do we do? In our group, we discussed that we must have political liaisons so that we can see how do we infiltrate all of these people so that they can be able to work together. Because there are tendencies where people will sit and say, you have to come and join us. In fact, you as citizens coming all the way from United States, all the way to here, with all the logistics and the effort, is showing the inertia or the inability for oppositions to come together. They cannot say that they have not been incentivized on this particular issue. And that is something that we really need to really look into, because 2 oppositions will fragment and we will lose the whole end game of being here. So therefore, we commend the fact that you are here all the way to support this process, but we have to go after all of these people one by one and ensure that they are all coming on the table. We have to leave no stone unturned. And secondly, as well, we always talk about youth. We just spoke about youth here. And of course, that needs to be visible. Sometimes we have to move from tokenism. Our presidential candidate is here from the youth, and he wasn't giving the speech and at this podium. And we have dinosaurs that were up there. I myself am an aspiring candidate. So when we say something is for the youth, without the youth, it's not the youth. And they are 60 to 70% of the people out there. And of course, if we are moving towards almost 1 million voters by 2026, I'm sure that more than 60% of them would be youth, especially between the ages of 18 and 23. So we are talking about the whole demographic dividend that is out there that need to be harnessed. So we must always center them. And as well, civil societies as well. We call all of these people here. We must not just give the stage to these politicians to just speak to us. Civil societies and youth must always be represented, as well as women as well, so that we ensure inclusivity in all what we're doing. But all in all, I want to commend you for this initiative, and rest assured you have our support and our strength to ensure that the coalition becomes a must. Because if the coalition fails, they have to understand that we will not be going against President Barrow. Once there is no coalition, our daily work will be to go against them, the opposition. Every day when we wake up from bed, we will come after you. Because you would have cost the Gambian people this particular change that we so richly deserve. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. Well said. Before I let you speak, so the latter first, okay? To your point about speaking, that's the reason why I asked this gentleman who wanted to speak to give me time. You and I spoke here, and I told you that I was going to give you the platform, and I keep my words. So that aside. The other part that you talked about, and I want to let Keba speak to it as well. This year, this 2025, I had the blessing of Allah to perform the Hajj. And I stood at the Haram, and I saw people that I could never have imagined seeing anywhere. When our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ called us to the religion, not everybody else, not even his uncle. We are not giving up on those that are not here today. We will continue to pursue them. We will do consultations on the ground and try to talk sense into them. So the discussion has started today. It's not ending today. Whether they're here or not, I don't feel that we should leave them behind. No, we are not. We're going to continue our consultations. Believe it or not, prior to about 7-8 months ago, this gentleman here, Keba, paid his own airfare to come down here and meet with those individuals individually about today. Some of them gave us their word. Things happen. We cannot control that. What we can control is what we do. We committed, and we are here. We will continue to commit, and we will continue to be here. Keba, do you have anything else to add to this?
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for raising those very valid points. And I will let you know that one of the main reasons why we organized this meeting today is not just to get political party leaders come here to discuss coalition. More importantly, we want each and every Gambian citizen to own it. You are not here just to represent your organization. You are here as a citizen of this country, no matter your age. We want every Gambian, young and old, to take ownership of this coalition. It's not only, we will do all our efforts to get all the opposition to come together to form this coalition. We've been working on this for the past 2 years. But more importantly, we want every Gambian to take this coalition as your own. It's yours. It's your coalition. It's a coalition of all Gambians, regardless of tribe, regardless of religion, regardless of political affiliation. This is a coalition of the people. So We are all equal stakeholders in this, young or old. Take ownership of it, run with it. And let me tell you one secret. Any political party, opposition political party, can decide not to join the coalition. It doesn't matter. You know what matters? What the Gambian people want. If the Gambian people want coalition, we will have a coalition. If the Gambian people are determined to vote out Barrow 2026, it will happen. It happened in 2016. We can do it. Together we can, and we will. Our doors are open. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your relatives. Everybody you can talk to. Take ownership of it. And spread the word. I spent 4 months, about three months this summer in Gambia. And there is not a single Gambian that I come across that didn't tell me about coalition. People stop me and say, is the coalition going to happen? I said, it's up to you. It's not up to Keba or Myla or Dr. Gang. It's up to you, the Gambians. It's up to each and every citizen to make sure that this happens. If all the citizens, majority of the citizens, like you said, 1 million voters, decide that they are going to vote for a coalition, there is no question. There will be a change, even if it's 3 parties. There will be a change. It will happen. And that's the main reason why CSC came together and come up with this idea to bring every citizen together and make sure that every citizen buy the idea. They are presenting it to each and every Gambian. Look, this is the blueprint. This is what we have for Gambia. Do you want this? Do you like this? Do you like what you see? Yes, I like what I see. Then take ownership of it. It's yours. It's for every Gambian. So, my dear brother, run with it. It's yours. Tell your friends, tell each and every youth that this coalition is theirs. Gambians, young or old. And I think if we do that, there is no question. It's not up to the political party leaders. It's not up to the opposition either. The only way to deal with a politician is numbers. They can make all their decisions, but as far as the people decide, that's what matters. In 2016, Gambia decides. We had President Barrow in so many occasions talking, Mamam Dekabi. Yes. He really believed it. Mamam Dekabi. Munada Flumane. But when the people decided, he left. That was, Ghana, yes. So, my friends, my countrymen, the ball is in your court. This is your coalition. Let's make it happen. Never mind what the opposition political parties do. This is yours. You are the driver's seat. You are driving this. Every vote counts. Let's go out there, sell the idea. Let's sell it to each and every Gambian. If each and every Gambian decide that I'm going to vote for this coalition will win the election in 2026. And I get a note here from someone. It reads, if your coalition win in 2026 election, what are they going to do for the person with disability? Because 2021, election, no representative for person with disability at the National Assembly. There was no representative for person with disability in the National Assembly. No access for sign language interpretation to facilitate communication for deaf people in hospital, police stations, and many other sectors. My answer to this is we, as a government, will make sure that the human rights of every Gambian will be taken into account. Every Gambian will enjoy their human rights. As a person with disability, the right to be represented is a human rights issue. Yes, you have the right to be represented. Women have the right to be represented. Every citizen of this country has the right to be represented and also to get access to basic services. Yes, we will make sure that people with disabilities are taken care of and their human rights are met. There is no question about that. Just like I said earlier, this is a coalition for every Gambian. Nobody is left behind. Every Gambian is part of this coalition. And lastly, I will recognize our elder who stayed with us all this time, and I will call upon him to give us a word of wisdom. Like the Wolof says, and from Yokuchiram, I will call on Mr. Diba to give us a word of wisdom.
Thank you. And Mr. Diba happened to be the first to come in this morning, please. Thank you. And then you are next. 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes. And then the national anthem.
Thank you. Members of the High Table, ladies and gentlemen. Well, on behalf of the invitees, the guests here, I express our gratitude to the organizers for inviting us to this very important forum. And your decision to invite us here is testament to your commitment, okay? And our collective commitment to ensuring that we go through a smooth election process in 2026 and work towards attaining the objectives and the vision and the mission for which we exist. There's no doubt we've learned very important lessons from previous elections. And to avoid a repeat those costly mistakes, okay, we need to keep in view the recommendations emanating from the various committees and take stock from those proceedings and incorporate some of the observations into what we have in our constitution, in the vision, in our mission. And finally, I was talking to someone who told me, yes, diaspora is important, but let's look at ECOWAS as a region. You know, there's a good number of Gambians in the ECOWAS region. So it sounds like an interesting idea to have a secretariat to coordinate the interests of the Gambians in the ECOWAS region. Once again, thank you very much. This is a coalition of civil society, and we have a task ahead. The task is to bring about system change And system change is a very broad concept. We need to unpack it. And I'm sure the organizers, they have been able to unpack it, okay? And sell it to the community. Like Mr. Poon said, the ball is in the court of the government population, the electorate. So we hope people will affiliate with political parties. We hope people will take into account the manifesto of this great coalition and work towards system change. We thank you very much. And I have no doubt there will be a code of conduct for members of the coalition. But that's important. In a country where political campaigns can turn very sad, hate speech. And there's a lot of undesirable elements in government politics. So for us to control those factors, we need to have ethics and, of course, code of conduct. We thank you very much. And finally, we are of age now, and we should commit ourselves, passing on the baton to the younger generations. Let's talk to them. Let's recruit them into the political process. Advise and guide them. We thank you very much.
Thank you. And thanks for your time.
We have about 5 minutes. And then Mr. No, the gentleman is spoke. What's your name again? He gave me. Yes, no, this gentleman here. Yes, come on. Who's going to speak on behalf of you? Are you coming to speak or not?
Thank you.
With that entrance, I'm about to speak the speech.
The mic is yours. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. 5 minutes, and we are the real microphone officials. I think really we would commend the efforts to our Coalition for System Change, and of course my colleague that are sitting over there from the People's Alliance for Change, and all the parties that came here today. Believe me, everything starts to start. And seeing Loyal Lamin Dabo here together with Honorable Esafal, it fills my heart. And of course, Mr. Benjamin Roberts is sitting over there, and then a representative from Mama Kande as well. This already is building hope. And we hope that the United Democratic Party, together with all the remaining parties, will also see this as a start towards the Gambia that we truly want. And this is what the aspirations of the citizenry is. If we look at it clearly, there is only one status quo. If we do not unite as one entity, there is no way that we are going to win. I have been across the Gambia, the length and the breadth. Sometimes I listen to what the locals have said. I have hosted citizens' assemblies in 295 villages of the North Bank region, speaking to 7 district chiefs. So I understand the psyche of our people. Life is hard in Gambia, very hard. So if you give me $2,000, you make my day. And believe me, it takes a long time before somebody gets that. And this they know, and they have weaponized it. The only way that the people's mind will reflect that this is a way that they use to kind of lure us into voting for them. And after we voted for them, our aspirations no longer matter. It's that simple comfort that they always bring to them. But unity is going to break that. Because they feel that the more divided you are, what makes you feel that you are better than President Biden? With all that they're seeing, what they feel is that, well, all of these have the potential to become a President Biden. Believe me, it is very disgraceful for somebody like Kemo to run for office when we have somebody like Lamin Dabo running. Our education is unmatched. I might have the heart, but you cannot make change without knowledge. Mr. Roberts is here. Why do we have great men of state here? And until today, we are lucky. President Barrow promised 3 years. He went for 5 years. Now he's at 10 years. He's at 15 years. The religious elders are not speaking. The citizenry are behind them. when are we going to be a people of truth, my dear brothers, I ask you? Is this something that is going to continue each and every now and again? Should we sit here to be discussing a matter of a coalition for a president that was designed to spend only 3 years and give the Gambia back her true self? I want to ask the president if he really feels that these are the sort of people that he is governing, the people that have no principles and no values, and that they will just come and walk on top of us anyhow they so wish. I think this is where the reflections of Gambians should know that this 2026 is not an election of a coalition, it's the Gambian people versus the National People's Party. This is what 2026 is supposed to be. So today I pray and hope that our vision becomes a collective one, and that all the opposition parties here work together so that we as young people can give you our utmost support. We can speak for you across the length and breadth of this country. We can hope that we can unite the people in the bid to bring Gambia to sustainable prosperity. So with that, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Well said. Sir, is it? Mr. Ndell, I will give you another 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just felt I would do justice if I am present here today. Such an invitation without giving out my voice. My name is Mr. Ndao, Dudu Ndao. Some of you are very familiar with me, the media, in the country. I have partners that I'm working with, and I'm also just a longer arm of what the CSC is doing. I'm here the last 2 years, and as everyone has said, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, guest partners, and all the respected elders in the room. On behalf of People's Alliance for Change that I am working with, and I believe strongly that we will be in a bigger and wider representation in coalition building, I would like to extend my sincere and deepest gratitude to the CSC for this noble cause that they have called for today in this place. And I acknowledge the presence of the politicians, political actors, the CSOs. I also would like to thank all the movements for, of course, being here, because I believe what we are trying to do, the more we have, the better it will be. And your presence here is of great use to what we are trying to do. This event is a significant milestone, not only for our generation, but for generations to come. And if we look at democratic representation, without effective political parties and movements and political actors, it's just like an engine without a moving part. The state should remember, the state should always exist for the sake of the people, and not the people for the sake of the state. And of course, Winston Churchill, who was a British Prime Minister in the Second World War, has said that democracy is the worst form of government, except those that has been tried before. And of course, we know that what we have here before President Barrow is not democratic, but also democracy can be very difficult in electing the wrong people, getting the wrong people in the wrong places. So of course that brings us to consensus, that brings us to compromise, that brings us to giving and taking. However, if political parties create and nurture and reproduce societal coalitions, recruit and train socialized political actors, they bring fresh ideas and talents on the table. And this will overcome the challenge of democracy. This will make democracy to be more fruitful. And of course, this will give us a better nation eventually. Ladies and gentlemen, we deserve a better Gambia. Gambians suffer from a partial reform syndrome that I am convicted that we have all it takes in this country to make that better. We have all that it takes to make Gambia to be a great nation. And it's only you and I who can make that change. So we must raise the standards by putting the right people in the right place. As most of my colleagues have said, I believe leaders must show leadership and hands on deck. And of course, mind the people that will convict them and encourage them, motivate them to rally behind the leaders. Because no matter what we do, we have to rally behind one leader that we eventually choose to lead the nation, who will be, of course, be better than what we have today. People are motivated with different things, but we hope the leader we are going to get, the next leader we will have, will be very action-oriented, selfless, and of course, very result-oriented, with empathy and have emotional intelligence that makes the understanding of his or her people. I imagine President Barrow being inaugurated January 2026, again for the third term. Gambians at home and abroad. I hope and I trust that we are graduated now from getting this kind of leaders. We must, of course, reflect back to the mistakes, as most of my colleagues have said, and get a better nation coming 2026. I am going to end my speech here, because time do not permit, but I am grateful. I am very grateful with CSC once again. I am grateful with having you all today here with me and my partners that I come to answer this call. May God bless the Gambia. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we are at the end. And I wanted to thank each and every one of you for your presence. Keba, you want to close, or do you want me to close? Yeah. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for your presence. Again, I want to recognize the members of CSC that are not here. Joe Sambo, Solbagi, Lisa Jawara, Isaac, I want to thank Dr. John, Keba, and of course, the ladies that are taking notes for us, our scribes, who've been here since the morning and have been very patient and supportive, going above and beyond what we ask of them. Our DJ, we thank you for your presence and making this possible. I once again sincerely apologize for the rough start. I hope that what we lost at the beginning in terms of start time, we've made up in terms of commitment and willingness to work with you. We are eternally grateful to the political party members, the political party leaders for having the courage to be here and be patient with us and show willingness to work with us. To the NGOs, we're counting on you. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy journey. I don't expect it to be. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. It is going to be a challenge, but there would be always the need to have those agencies, those organizations that are helping to facilitate movement in the right direction. To the faith-based groups, the Ahmadiyya community, to the Muslim community, to the Christian community, we're grateful for your presence. Those that are here and those that are not here alike. We hope that the next time we have a meeting, that those that are not here today will consider being here for love of country. We have some work to do. When we get out of here, the activities that have taken place today, we're going to try to make those make sense and presentable with some kind of documentation to support the initiative, and we'll share those with you. In the meantime, I encourage you to engage us. If you have any questions, if anybody wants to speak with us, Keba is very available, Dr. Jan is very available and willing to have interviews and have some conversation around the issue. And personally, I am honored to be in your presence. Thank you for indulging me and trusting me to be here and facilitate this meeting here. It means a lot to me, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. We will do the national anthem and we'll break up. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Thank you. Scholar Knight, thank you so much. Yes. Doctor?
Yes. Thank you.